A hazelnut rocher is a very trendy pastry, and this is my recipe with a hazelnut mousse, dark chocolate cremeux, chocolate brownie, and a soft hazelnut praline. We're going to start with this lovely little hazelnut brownie, so we've got eggs and sugar. And just whisk it briefly. Next, we pour in cooled melted butter and chocolate. Whisk that through and finally add in your flour and salt. We're going to pour that batter into a lined baking tray. A sprinkling of roasted hazelnuts, then this goes in the oven to bake. And once it's baked, we're going to take this out and let it cool in the fridge. Once the brownie is chilled, we're going to use a cookie cutter to cut discs. Now what I've got here is a half sphere silicone mold. We're going to use this to fill the inside of the dessert, and then some hazelnut praline. The recipe is in the post, and all we're going to do is pipe that hazelnut praline into the silicone mold. On top of that, we're going to wedge in our disc of brownie just nice and snugly. The next layer is a chocolate cremeux, so we've got eggs, milk, and cream. We're going to heat that over a pan of gently simmering water, whisking constantly. It needs to reach about 80 degrees Celsius. It's going to heat up quickly, so be careful. Take that mixture and pour it through a sieve over your chopped chocolate. And then blend until smooth. We're going to pour that into the mold and freeze it for about 2 hours before sandwiching it onto the brownie praline mixture. We're going to freeze the whole thing again until it is nice and firm. For the hazelnut mousse, we've got mascarpone, a little bit of gelatin. We're going to add in our hazelnut praline over the top. And then we top that up with hot cream. And then just give it a blend until it's smooth. Cover up the mixture, and then this goes into the fridge. Our mini spheres are frozen, and what we're going to do is pipe the hazelnut mousse into the sphere mold. We're going to place the inserts into the middle, place the second half of the mold on top, pipe in the rest of the mousse, and then freeze these overnight. You'll end up with a really nice smooth ball, just like this. Now at the end of the dessert, we're actually going to finish it with a little crumble. So it's very simple. We've got cold butter, cocoa powder, flour, and sugar. And just work that mixture between your hands until it forms a crumble-like consistency. We're going to get this mixture onto a tray, we're going to freeze it, and then we're going to put it in the oven to bake. Now that the dessert's frozen, we need to get on with the decoration, and this is where it gets a little bit technical. So we're going to start with the chocolate coating. This is simply a mixture of chocolate and cocoa butter, and then we're going to add a velvet spray. Now for this, you do need a spray gun. You can also buy this mixture in a can, but it's a fence paint spray, and again, it's going to be chocolate and cocoa butter. So we're going to start by melting our chocolate and cocoa butter, and then we're going to cool it down to 45 degrees C. We're going to take our frozen spheres and we're going to dunk them very quickly into that mixture. We're going to let the excess drip off. Then while it's still wet, we immediately sprinkle it with that chocolate crumble that we made earlier. We put that back in the freezer for about 30 minutes, and then we get on with the velvet spray. So again, we melt the chocolate and cocoa butter. We let it cool down to 45 degrees Celsius. We put it into our spray gun. Then you want to put this in a cardboard box, otherwise it's going to go everywhere. Spray it onto your dessert, and it will give you that lovely velvet finish. And there is your Rocher. Now, I will admit, it's a bit fancy, but it is worthy of a very expensive pastry shop. Now, if you want to try it, get the full recipe. It's free on my website. Just click that link in my bio.